Hello and welcome to Houston PetSet's Conversations with the Candidates. My name is MaryJane Mudd. I'm the president of the League of Women Voters of Houston. And as we all know, November 3rd is around the corner. We all should go into the polls knowing who we're voting for, having learned about them ahead of time. And part of that is putting faces with names and learning about their focuses on the issues that impact us. For example, Houston PetSet is giving us the opportunity to meet some of the candidates and learn what they think about animal welfare in our city. And I'm so honored to have the chance to moderate conversations with our candidates on just that. For example, right now, we have Harris County Constable Precinct 5 candidate, Mark Allen Harrison with us. And we're glad to welcome you, Mark. And we'd like to start off this program by asking you first, just to tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Mark Allen Harrison. I am the Democratic nominee for Harris County Constable Precinct 5. I'm a lifelong resident of Precinct 5, grew up in Sharpstown, live currently in Sharpstown. I am, like I said, a Houston resident. I've lived here my whole life. I'm a veteran law enforcement officer. I've worked for the Constable's office and would love to get elected to this job.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our first question. Please define Houston's homeless animal issue as you understand it.
So in my career in law enforcement, I don't have a lot of experience in working in animal cruelty. However, I am an animal advocate. I have fostered, I own, not own, I actually don't think I own animals. Animals own us. You know, the cats in the neighborhood, the feral cats, they all know where to come to get fed. So I know that there's quite a problem in the area with homeless animals. And, you know, it's kind of a funny story, but just last week, I woke up and had a rooster in my backyard. And so we did find the owner. So he wasn't homeless, but I have chickens in my neighborhood. So my understanding of homelessness for animals is that you have people who don't understand what having an animal means and how important it is to take care of them. And they think they're cute little gifts for birthdays or Christmas or so on and so forth. And animals are children. They need to be taken care of. And you don't just get them and they're cute for a while and then you kick them out. And that's what tends to happen a lot. And, you know, I don't have the answers for that, but I know that it's a huge problem that we need to address.
Well, you know, touching on that, and you might have mentioned this a moment ago, but what have you personally or professionally accomplished to support the quality of life for our area's companion animals? And you said that this is kind of new to you, but what would you like to say about that, or what you would like to do?
So professionally, I don't have a lot of experience in it, but personally, I have, oh my gosh, I couldn't tell you how many animals I've taken care of. I've had one out of maybe 30 that was not a rescue. Every animal, I have 2 rescues now. I have a 14-year-old, my girl Star, she's my 14-year-old lab chow mix. And I've got a 3-year-old, my cat, Sassy, and they are rescues. And so I believe firmly in rescuing these animals because they need good homes. And I have neighborhood cats that I take care of. So I don't believe there are a lot of animals out there that need good homes. And so I hope that I've been somebody that's provided good homes for lots of animals.
Oh, absolutely, that you have had that kind of compassion. And, you know, going on that, our third question is, how would your office, if you are voted in, how would your office support the organizations that are working in the animal welfare arena?
Well, our country has a lot of issues that we have to address, healthcare being one of them. Well, animal cruelty and homelessness is an issue that isn't being addressed. I think it has become a political issue, and it's great to get on TV when they do the occasional great job that they do when they find, you know, the abused animals. But I don't think enough resources are being used and put into animal rights issues. I think we can find the funding and what it takes. I don't have to be an expert in that field. What I have to be an expert in is listening to the experts and having the experts come into my office. I have to be a listener. I told you earlier that I believe in communication. And so in that vein, it takes a politician that doesn't mind being a loud voice for the things that he believes in. And, animals, they can't tell us. They can't tell us when they're in pain. You get to know them and you understand, what's bothering them. But at the end of the day, they need us to be their voice. And so, using your position in politics to lobby other politicians, the ones that control the checkbook, at the end of the day, there needs to be more resources, and politicians need to quit using it as a way to get on TV once in a while to get their name out there. It needs to not be a politicized issue. It needs to be something that we're putting money into, and we're actually engaging and educating the public and enforcing these laws and strengthening these laws. I don't think the laws are strong enough.
So you did, in the beginning of your answer, you did say that you believe in listening to the experts, and those would be the organizations that really focus on animal welfare. So this could be a little similar, but do you have a plan, a specific plan to address animal abuse like illegal dog fighting and other animal related criminal offenses in our city, in our county?
So the specific plan is part of my broader plan, and that is more community involvement. I believe that law enforcement needs to be re-imaged, and we need to become more customer-based, be more public servants. And that's what we've lost track of, I believe, in my humble opinion. And so as a part of a broader plan, being more active and involved in the community, you're going to get more information from the community, because some of these things are also cultural. And you have to gain the trust of these people in order to get information. And so if you've got a dog fighting ring, how do you find out about that? Somebody needs to tell you about that. And if you're not out working in the community, if you don't have resources in the community, then you're not going to know. And so we really have to get involved in the community. And my intent, my promise is that I won't have fake community advisory boards. I will have actual community advisory boards where we have every segment of the population, every race, color, creed. We will have people from animal rights groups. We will have people that will come in and sit with the command staff and say, here is what we're hearing. Here is where we need your help. Because if I don't listen to the people, I work for the people. That's what I want to do. I want the people to elect me and be their voice. And so if I don't engage with the public, if I don't listen to the public and have them tell me where they need me, then I'm failing. I'm not doing my job. And so as a part of my broader strategy, animal rights will be a part of that, because we'll be out working in the community. And so they'll tell us this is going on here, or this is happening here. And we will for surely fight that. My understanding, the office that I'm trying to get elected to now has a 3-member, is a part of a broader task force, but has 3 members in that department. So I will allocate more resources than that, and I'll fight the commissioners for the money. So that's part of my plan.
Thank you. Okay, so going on that, and this might be more philosophical because you have to get into the role first, but would you support a local ordinance that bans the sale of dogs from breeders and puppy mills in our area?
I absolutely would. On an ordinance speaking, that would be from the city. This is something that probably should be done at the legislative level, at the state level as well. I sometimes drive by and I see people with puppies in the back of their trucks in grocery store, parking lots, and it's kind of like children in foster homes. We have plenty of homeless animals that need homes, and so I would absolutely use my office to lobby for that.
Thank you, Mark. And our last question is an optional question. How would your office serve as an advocate for the animal welfare community?
Well, my thoughts overall are animal cruelty, when you look at it, a lot of the studies have shown, at an early age, we can identify serial killers from the fact that they abuse animals. It's not, animals are not just, they're not property. I understand that that's how the law kind of designates them, but they're not. At least they aren't to me philosophically. They're members of my family. I sometimes tell people that I much prefer the company of animals over humans. I've got grandchildren, and it's, my animals, that's the closest thing that I get to unconditional love. And so I believe a society is completely judged and should be judged by how we treat animals, old people, and children. And so the more we do to protect them, they need our help. And so, that's something that it's very near and dear to me, because the voiceless need a voice, and I'll be a loud voice for them.
Thank you for your time today. We really appreciate what you have shared about the needs of animals in Houston.
Thank you for having me. I very much appreciate the opportunity. This is an issue that's very important to me. And so I ask anybody that views this, early voting starts in a week from today, on October the 13th. That's correct, I believe. And then election day is November the 3rd. So I am Mark Allen Harrison, the Democratic nominee for Precinct 5 Constable. MarkAllenHarrison2020.com is my website. You can find me on Facebook pretty easily. And I would appreciate your vote. We need to re-image law enforcement, and I'll start that at Precinct 5. So I would appreciate your support.